All right, y'all, back again. Another video. Don't make fun of my old man robe. Fuck y'all if y'all do, but leave me and my robe alone. Say, man, look, I've spent all day looking, hoping to hear Lonzo Ball takes. Only found one so far. It was on the jump, and it was Rachel Nichols and Shanae and can't remember the other young lady's name, but they're talking about is Lonzo shooting career high eight threes or something, nothing, everything. That's the only thing I've seen. There's been a lot of us lower quote unquote media guys who make videos and stuff talking about Lonzo. Mainly though, it's the Pelicans and this offseason and the complications he's gonna bring. Complications mainly because the Pelicans had a chance to extend him prior to the season started, and they chose not to, and now their value is going up, and that number is going up, and so they might have their hands tied, because I ain't gonna get to that, but anyway, it's crazy. He was the lone quote unquote. He was as far as the Pelicans are concerned, he's the third best guy. He's like overall, he's the third best player. Unless you listen to some guys out there, I'm not going to say their names, but they like to say now is better or certain other players are better. But anywho, he's the third best player. Which actually, using their own argument, if he's not, for him to lead the team the way he did, it's like, you know, it's only better for him. But I digress. Anyway, you know, he scored the highest points in the entire game, most assists, both teams. I don't know what you can say. I don't. And nobody's talking about him. Yet, when he first came into the league, and I get it, the hype and all this other shit, brother go out there post anything 5, 2, and 2, and people were like, "Oh, he's a bust, bust, bust." That same energy is nowhere to be found, and I get it. He's kind of played himself out of the conversation, but he's slowly playing himself back into the conversation. But to me, I still don't get how there's not much conversation about him today. None. I even searched. I even took out Lonzo's name and just searched for the Pelicans. Normally I just put Lonzo's name because Lonzo's name is so huge right now, and it's always been huge. But you just put his name and you'll instantly start finding stuff. I even specifically did the filter to limit strictly stuff for today or within the last hour and stuff. Nothing, nothing at all. And New Orleans has been a benefit to Lonzo, but it's hurt him. You know, the teams that are with the execs and stuff, they see him, but he's not getting the national recognition that he deserves on this team. Now Zion, because he's Zion, Zion still has the hype from his rookie year, and he's living up to it. He's exceeding it, so he's always going to have the eye on him. Bi and Lonzo, not so much. And to me, it's just kind of like is it worth it? Not his work. What he's doing, everything he's shown, it's worth it. But right now, I got to think to myself, like, okay, let's look at it like Drew. Drew Holiday was here for a certain number of years. Was he getting all team defenses? I'm sorry, I had to yawn. I'm tired. Was he getting all team defense, second and first team defense? No. Was he getting all star nods? No. And I gotta wonder if being on the Pelicans is gonna hurt him. Like MIP is likely gonna go to Julius Randle, right? But if I go look at Julius's numbers, he is improved for sure. But if we're measuring improvement, has he truly improved that much more than Lonzo? That's all I'm saying. Jeremy Grant, Christian Wood, they definitely their names should be in the hat too. But I mean, I don't know. Julius is probably going to win. I'm willing to bet my left testicle that he's going to win. Um, but where's Julius? New York. So I gotta wonder if this is truly like in terms of everything, him getting away from LA and stuff and getting Fred Vincent, working on his shot and everything has helped his career. JJ, you know, that's helped his career. Drew all of that has helped his career, no doubt. But the recognition he deserves, has it helped his career? And I think for Zoe, the best thing that could happen for Zoe is Zoe would need to go to the East in a big market team. Um, Someplace where there are going to be tons of lights on him and he can perform, and then he can garner attention and votes and stuff. Because, like, Trey Young has all star level stats, but he's not an all star this year, right? Obviously, the West is cutthroat. It's hard as fuck to get in. It's only gotten worse since LeBron and Kawhi came back out here. But even though KD shipped out, in the East, it's not it's not as difficult to break through because there's not like I think that there's a lot more top end talent in the West than there is in the East. Like you got a couple of guys out there, like if I name Joel, Giannis, uh, KD now, and now they got James Harden. Okay, and then whoever you want to say is the best guard, point guard, um, in the East, right? But if we're talking the West, you got LeBron, AD, Joker, uh, Kawhi, Steph, Luca. Like there's, you see what I'm saying? Like those upper echelon, like God tier level players, um, those generational talents. There's a lot more of them in the West than there is in the East. So it's going to be very difficult to kind of like break through and establish yourself in the West. In the East, we got guys who are missing the, getting in like Demontis Sabonis and stuff. But in the West, you got guys like Paul George and Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? If Devin Booker was in the East, Devin Booker would be a perennial All Star, no questions asked, right? So, at least for me, it's just like, how's New Orleans actually truly helped this man's career? I don't think so. But the good news is this year, because he's played so well, teams want him. Like, and I got, it's different from when he was on the Lakers, and it's like, damn, they don't want me. Like, for real? Y'all drafted me and y'all just gonna kick me out? This year, it's like, I'm not necessarily fully invested in my role, but I gotta play my part because I gotta get my bag so cool. But, because I want to get out of here, and there are a bunch of teams who are trying to make the phone calls to get it done. And I know because Rich Paul is letting me know. Rich Paul's like, look, this is what we got. Trust me. If I'm telling you guys, Rich Paul is letting Zoe know, like, look, man, just maintain 2-3 more months. It's over with. You got yada, yada, yada. Lonzo is going to get paid this offseason. Somebody is going to pay him, be it the Pelicans, whether they have to match, or another team. But here's my thing. Because it's not like I hate or dislike the core of Lonzo beyond Zion. I wish they could stay together. I don't like this situation, but I really wish they could stay together. However, Lonzo Ball. Sometimes you got to grow your own situation. You can't fully show your value under guys and under a situation that's not going to let you spread your wings the way you need to. And granted, if he goes to, say, the Chicago Bulls, which is where I want him, he's going to have to share backcourt duties with Zach LaVine, and Zach LaVine is going to demand a lot of touches, which is fine. You don't mind that. Vucevic is going to demand touches because he's a stretch five who can rebound and go get you 43, 20-something, and 7 just because he felt like it, right? So he's going to demand touches. But those guys are going to be probably more willing to play off of your gravity too. And I'm not sure what Billy Donovan's coaching style is. That's something I'll have to research. But he developed Westbrook for the most part. Westbrook got MVP, so there's something there. Zach LaVine looks way better this year than he did under Boylan last year. So I'm just saying he's got some ability with guards. I'm sorry, man. Allergies and shit. But the point is, man, nobody's talking about you. And that's got to change. I'm sorry, man. These things, this sneeze session going on. But look, I hope B.I. and Zion miss this next game. Because I kind of want to see, hell, and I'll say this, it don't necessarily have to be B.I. and Zion. I really just hope at least B.I. doesn't play. Because I want to see Lonzo and Zion hoop together and at least get that image in everybody's head. But especially Lonzo. I don't want him being, just the third cog. At least not yet. I want everybody to value him, right? I think a deeper appreciation of Lonzo happened last night because he was the guy. And he showed you that he can go out there and get you 27-9 and lead a team and play defense and get a win against some scrappy young players and contract guys who are trying to get paid, right? So they may not be an overall good team, but they're playing hard. They're not playing like they're the worst team. And they're not the worst team. Hell, Minnesota's got a worse record than them. But they're going out there competing their asses off. And they're not letting you get any kind of breaks and shit. And you got basically scrubs out there for the most part. And you're sitting there having to will this team to a win. You're barely getting any breaks. Hell, you're out there telling coach, look, I don't need a break. Let me play. We need this win. There has to be some kind of value overall in general from the fan base. And just people who watch that game to say, wow, Lonzo by himself could lead a team to a win. That's got to be confidence building also if you're Lonzo Ball. Not that he doesn't have confidence, but you got to sit there and think like, look, I had to go out there fresh off an injury, tired, and come take this team with guys that I'm not necessarily all familiar with in different lineups and stuff, so I don't know tendencies and stuff, and I have to somehow point guard them to victory. There's got to be some value in that. And so I think people last night had to get a deeper appreciation about, like, wow, Lonzo really can fucking play. And I think it gets lost because he doesn't put up these kind of numbers all the time because he's cool with just falling back and amplifying his other two big horses. He's cool with being the guy to help support them, which is what makes him such a great player. Not saying he has to put up these gaudy numbers, but the fact that, okay, I can sit back and support these guys, and I don't have to get huge numbers. I just have to contribute to winning, which is why his plus minus and his rating is usually pretty good. But I'm just saying, I think because so many people undervalued him or didn't see the value in him, games like these where he wins, like if he, let me paint a picture for you. Let's say tomorrow they got to go play Atlanta. Let's just say Zion and Bi aren't available. Trae Young and them are back. Most of them are back. If he goes in and beats Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks, who are like 10-4 in the last couple games, and they've been like winning since Nate McMillan took over, what do you think that's going to look like? Because the team a couple weeks ago won some games without Lonzo, and you heard the chatter, right? And anybody with common sense was like, wait till Lonzo get back. We still need Lonzo. Now, if he goes in and beats Atlanta, and he don't have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, all he's going to have is an IT. IT will be available to play. Hadn't played an NBA game since February last year. And he has to go in with James Johnson, what's the other guy's name? I can't think. Najee Marshall and Steven Adams and Jackson Hayes playing a power forward. If he goes in and he could beat Atlanta, another quality team, and he don't have either of his two big guns, you got to start looking at Lonzo and be like, wait a minute. He don't have anybody out there and they winning games. Can he be a primary weapon? Not, and when I say primary, I'm not saying he's the first option, but can he definitely be the second or third option on a championship level team? Like, what can he really do? I'm so glad he got, like, that's why everybody was tripping about that starting lineup last night. I was like, no, this is good. See, if you got a point guard that people like to label him with, see, you put Chris Paul in that situation last night. What Chris Paul gonna do? Chris Paul gonna do the same thing Zo did. He may not hit the same number of threes, but he's gonna control the game. He's gonna get other guys involved, and he's gonna will them to a win. Cramps are not at the end. Lonzo, go out there, Atlanta, beat a high-quality opponent led by Trae Young. One of his contemporaries came in a year after him. If Lonzo can do that without Zion and Bi, you got to start thinking like, now hold on, wait a minute. Okay, there's Houston. But he just did this to Atlanta. And they got a back-to-back where they got to play Brooklyn. Now, will they beat Brooklyn? Probably not. But would it surprise me if Lonzo was out there with the guys and they somehow got a win? Hell no, it wouldn't. But let me explain something to you. Imagine for a moment, I'm going to paint something for you and then I'm going to get off here. Lonzo just coming back off injury and played 37 minutes basically last night. He's going to be on a back-to-back. He goes in and he beats Atlanta with these guys. No Zion, no Bi, no Josh Hart, no Nall. He had no to start the other night. Closed this game out. Got IT helping him, and he got to figure out how to, on the fly. They go in and beat Atlanta. Back-to-back game. Now they got Brooklyn the next night. Let's say he goes in and KD is supposed to be back sometime this week. Maybe even, for that game. So you got James Harden, KD, and Kyrie. Lonzo goes in and beats them by himself without Bi, without Zion, without Josh Hart, without Nickeil Alexander-Walker. 3-0 coming in on playing game and being a net positive and even pushing for a 7th or 8th seed. Without those guys, think about this. This is the guy that everybody has been labeling as a 3-and-D player. Which he can do that role. He's a toolbox. He's a fucking toolbox. But think about this. You got Zion and Bi without Lonzo, and they won a couple games here and there against some scrub-ass teams, but they also got their ass bust by a scrub-ass team, too. Lonzo not only beat the scrub team, but he beat the title contender. He had less to work with. Oh, man, look. I'll tell y'all something right now. I'm going to get banned on YouTube today if this scenario comes out and works this way. I'm telling y'all right now. If Bi and Zion cannot play and Lonzo goes through this week and smashes all these teams, and they got the 76ers the next night. Now, I don't think he's going to beat the 76ers. Well, he could. But I don't think he's going to beat the 76ers without Zion or Bi. He's going to need at least one of them. Especially if Joel is playing. But I'm telling you, Let this man fuck up Atlanta, Brooklyn, and the 76ers by himself. Y'all ain't gonna be ready for that conversation. Y'all ain't gonna be ready for that motherfucking conversation. Because I promise you, I will be on their ass for the rest of the season. At that point, you can't tell me shit. B.I. and Zion could barely struggle to beat some of these other teams the other night, and they had more to work with. But Lonzo got less to work with, and he came in and beat one of the teams that you couldn't beat the other night, plus better team. Oh, you motherfuckers. Don't let that shit happen. Please don't let that happen. I promise you, y'all not gonna like me. I promise you, y'all will not freaking like me. Anyway. I just want to give y'all a little something to think about. Lonzo, and I said this on DJ Stream months ago, and I've been saying this. We can't want it more than he does. Last night he showed everybody he wanted it, right? But what happens when it's not a want, but he's willing it into reality? Winning players win. And I like Zion, and I like B.I. But if that man can go out there without them guys and beat these teams, it don't matter if it's by a point. It don't matter if it's overtime. That shit don't matter. If they come out with the W, it's going to be a problem this offseason. Because there's no way I'm taking less than 25. Off jump. I want to hear shit. My contemporaries are getting $25 million. I went out there with a team less than, I didn't even have my star players, and I got wins by myself. How am I not worth 25? I'm telling y'all. Beyond Zion sitting out is the best thing that could have happened for Zoe right now. I'm telling you. The spotlight is on you, dog. This is the Zoe, and I know he probably won't see this, but this is the Zoe. Zoe, spotlight's on you, bro. You got to take that shit. You went out there, got the W last night, all fine and dandy. You got to beat these next two teams, dog. And let me say this, even if he loses to Brooklyn, let's say it's a competitive game and it's going down to the final minute and they just barely lose. You got to sit there and say, that boy a problem. Because a lot of people talk about Melo's better, and I've been saying, no, he's not. That's all I got for y'all, man. Shouts out to Zoe. Keep hooping, bro. Been supporting you since UCLA. And since you got in the league, we've been taking our ass whoopers verbally online for the last couple years. It's about time we get vindicated for this shit. Y'all have a good one. Peace.